Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex here, and today we're going to be making a video on the F1 2013 Classic Edition. Now we're just going to run through the facts and the figures about the Classic Edition and how it differs from the normal game. Now the Classic Edition is an extra edition where you get extra cars and tracks, and I think if you're a big Formula 1 fan you'll probably end up getting this because who doesn't love extra content even if it does cost just a little bit more. Now you can see in the background this is the reveal trailer of the classic cars. You get classic cars from Ferrari, Lotus and Williams, and it's absolutely awesome. I have the awesome opportunity to actually play these classic cars and I really loved it. There's loads of gameplay up on my channel if you want to go and check out some actual gameplay of it, and it's definitely worth buying if you have the extra money to go and spend. Now the 80s content that will be included in the Classic Edition, you'll get 10 legendary drivers: Nigel Mansell, Mario Andretti and Gerhard Berger. 5 iconic cars obviously from the 80s from Williams, Ferrari and Lotus, and you get 2 tracks that were used in the 1980s, Jerez and Brands Hatch. For me, both really exciting tracks, especially for me, Brands Hatch. I live near Brands Hatch, so I really love Brands Hatch, and obviously would really love to play that in the game, especially that you could actually use the new cars in the old tracks and the old cars in the new tracks. It's going to make it really cool, and I personally can't wait to drive a modern Formula 1 car around Brands Hatch, because if you've ever been to Brands Hatch you realise it is quite a tiny track. Now in the 90s pack you get a couple of famous drivers: David Coulthard, Villeneuve, Irvine, Prost and actually others, so that's really good to see that they've got as many iconic drivers from 80s and 90s as possible. They haven't just tried to, find some driver that was going around in a Minardi and did one race. They went out and found some big names. I mean, obviously Coulthard, a big legend for Scottish motorsport, Villeneuve, Irvine, Prost, Mansell, Andretti, Berger, big names that were in Formula 1. They're not just random people. They're just the big stars that won championships and got many wins. Now, a lot of people have been asking me why isn't Ayrton Senna in this, and there is a main reason why, that actually a Brazilian video game company has got the rights to the Senna name, and obviously it's very difficult to get somebody in the game that's sadly not any longer with us, and obviously there's a lot of complications around that, so it's probably best for that to be avoided and just get the people that they can get in the game, and maybe just hope in the future at some point they might be able to get the other drivers in. And this stuff will be included in a DLC if you get the normal edition and then decide at a later date you want this extra stuff. It will be in a DLC, which is also good to see. And some of the classic tracks, you'll get Imola and Estoril, so San Marino Grand Prix and the Portugal Grand Prix. So you've got some good tracks in there, and obviously you can use the modern cars on these tracks. So that's going to make it really awesome, and it's going to mean that you can you can drive around in new cars on old tracks and old cars in new tracks and that sort of stuff. It's going to make it really interesting, and yeah, I can't wait to play all of that on the game. That should be coming out this September, guys. Just if you don't know, they had to push back all the new trailers and everything due to obviously having a little bit of extra time. All the extra stuff in the game makes the sort of all the announcements come a bit later. But how this differs from the normal edition, you get all of the 80s content, but you don't get the 90s content. So I'm presuming the game probably cost about £5 extra. That's just a rough number off the top of my head. When you think about it, that's probably the sort of cost that extra 90s DLC would cost. So you get in the 80s edition, which comes with the game. In the game you'll get all the cars from the 80s and Jerez and Brands Hatch. So even if you don't go ahead and get the classic edition, you've still got some classic cars and classic tracks in there, which is good to see. But I assume most people that are watching this and overall that are going to probably buy the game and big F1 fans will probably get the classic edition. It probably won't cost any more really, and it's going to be really awesome. Other stuff I haven't really talked about on this channel at the moment, guys. There's a new scenario mode, there's an expanded young drivers test. A big thing is mid-session saves, where you can be in the middle of the race and you can just press save and you can go out and do whatever you want. And then you can come back at a later date and then start off from the exact point in the same race. And it means that you can play the game for maybe 5 minutes, do a little bit of a race, come back when you've got an extra 10 minutes or whatever. It enables a lot more sort of variety in how you play the game, which is great to see, and really a big thing I think in this game. A lot of people are just gliding over that point. That is a huge thing for this game, and especially for the casual F1 fan who probably doesn't want to sit there for hours on end. That's a big thing. And Grand Prix mode returns, which means you can set up single player championships and obviously not have to go through the career mode, which is great to see. Obviously it still includes RaceNet and obviously includes all modern Formula 1 cars. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you all for watching. Leave your opinions on this game so far in the comment section, that would be awesome. But thank you all for watching, I appreciate it, and I'll see you all soon. Goodbye.